2007 was 3 weeks before my first gig.
Yeah.
Isn't that mad?
Yeah. There you are.
And it was actually 2 weeks after my first gig that I should have done, which was I was booked in for a gig on a Friday night above the Camden Head in Camden Passage in Islington.
In Islington,
yeah.
yeah.
Kind of nondescript pub, but they have gigs above it.
They had stand up there every night.
Yeah. And
The Laughing Cavaliers.
there was
an
a
improv.
Yeah. And they, what happened to them? I was on that night, a Friday in like early December.
Yeah.
My set was, looking back, a string of awful jokes, but of course it is.
Of course.
And turned up, gave my name in, went and sat in the crowd.
Yeah.
Crowd, 10 to 15 people.
Other comics.
Yeah, other comics. Sat there the whole night. The compere, I won't name him because this feels a bit mean, but he did really badly.
Yeah.
And he got really angry with the audience to the point where he started hitting the mic on his forehead, in the centre of his forehead.
Oh, wow.
And then just like bang, bang. Not part of the act, just...
Oh, God.
And then what he couldn't see, but everyone else could see, there was blood dripping down his head like
Oh, my God.
Andrew WK. And he... and then he was like...
Horrific.
Yeah, and then he was like, anyway, your final act of the night. And I'm like, fucking hell. Here we go. And then he was like, announced a different act on.
Oh.
And I was like... And they'd forgotten to put me on.
Oh, my life.
And I was like, went to the back and I was like, you've forgotten...
So you had to go and have a conversation with a man who has blood dripping down his face.
You've forgotten to put me on. And he was like, oh, sorry, mate. You weren't sat at the back with the other acts. And I was like, well, I didn't know. I'm new. I wasn't... And he was like, well, do you want to go on? I was like, no.
Did you say that?
Yeah.
So your first ever gig in London, you didn't do.
I was living in London.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was your first, like, living in
But
London.
look at the situation. Everyone had died. He'd drawn blood. I was like, do you know what? Tonight's not the night.
It just feels like a quite Widdicombe-esque thing to do. Do you know what I mean? To arrive at a situation and go, no, this is just
not for me.
It's all right.
And I think if I had maybe had a bad gig as my first gig, I'd have never have done it again. I don't think.
What were you doing before then?
I was a sub-editor and occasional writer on the Guardian Sport website.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I'd write like minute by minutes and stuff.
Yeah. The funny minute by minutes. Was that when that era was coming, where people write like
Yeah,
the
I'd
Tom Fordyce?
say Rye.
Yeah,
so
lovely.
not Tom Fordyce, he was the BBC, but similar shtick. So like Barry Glendenning and people like that. And so I'd write like not the big ones.
Yeah.
But I did like Transfer Deadline Day and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, that is quite a shock to the system if you come from the offices of the Guardian to the Laughing Horse room above a pub with a bleeding man.
Yeah,
that does feel like a reasonable reaction.
Exactly.
It's my made water toaster.